Hi, this is Stephanie Miller from The Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from my show on Political Voices Network.
So are we allowed to add to this list of things that we are now allowed to officially blame Trump for that he's actually responsible for?
Yeah, I love this. I don't know why I love this meme this morning. You're living in the age of the orange bag when your wife screams from the other room, I hate you, you lying hole, and you smile knowing it has nothing to do with you. But he is, as we talked to my friend Dr. Wanda about Carl, he is just a national trauma that, a lot of people are saying, oh my God, I could not possibly do this for 4 more years, this degree of stress and chaos.
Right. And, what's sad is that it'll be worse. Won't, if he's elected, what we're experiencing right now will be worse. What we experienced in his administration before Biden will be worse.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And as we keep saying, he keeps saying what he's going to do, and they wrote it down in many cases. So yeah, Carl, I saved this for you because, by the way, if you do read a book now and again, Carl Frisch, as a school board member, encourages the reading of books.
Yes. I read books.
Yeah, the people that burn them, that never goes well in history.
No.
Those are never the people on the right side of history. Okay,
they're the villains usually.
Yeah.
Usually,
Who took a flamethrower to?
Oh
books.
yeah, it's in there. It's in that pile somewhere.
Oh, in this pile here, this one
the
here,
phone book
this
that I printed for you.
All right, Carl, you get. Excuse me, but Moms for Liberty, a prominent Moms for Liberty chapter in Pennsylvania that once numbered 200 members has collapsed due to a lack of interest after having dwindled down to just 3, which is enough for a 3-way. What else do you need for your Moms for Liberty group?
It's off the rails when you see stories about people pulling dictionaries out of libraries.
Yeah.
And
the dictionary
does not pass the smell test. It doesn't even there's not a reasonable person that looks at that and says, "Oh, that's what we should be doing."
Yeah, I know we joke about that, but I do feel like it is. There is a feeling that I don't know whether it's justice coming, karma, something that the good guys are winning. This Moms for Liberty, they're not for liberty.
No.
They're for hate and small-mindedness, right? You dealt with this in your run for school board, right?
Yeah, look, we're going to continue to have to deal with this. And yes, we are doing well as a party, as a movement, but that can all be washed away very easily if we rest on our laurels. Now there is never too early a time to get involved in the campaign for 2024.
Yeah.
So people need to get out there and start knocking on doors, making donations, making phone calls, doing everything they can. If the best you can do is lick envelopes in the campaign headquarters, go lick envelopes in the campaign headquarters. But you've got to be doing something for the rest of this year to make sure that we don't end up with Trump in the White House again.
Yeah. I saw there's another poll where, Biden's up by 6, and I swear to God, we just can't count the media. This just doesn't cover it. Mm-hmm. They only cover the polls where, Trump is doing well. And I feel
like the only way they'll cover him up by 6 is if he drops to being down, up by 5. Then it's,
Yes, then it's the story about his plummeting numbers. Right. Speaking of, I bring this up because bullying, I'm sure, is something you deal with in schools all the time. I just couldn't believe this statement. Rudy Giuliani said in bankruptcy court that Trump's presidential campaign owes him $2 million in legal fees. He said, with my understanding, I'd be paid by the campaign for my legal work and my expenses. They just paid the expenses, which is just the Scotch money. So they just paid the Scotch money, but not. Yeah. But his spokesperson, Carl, said, the only reason we're here today is because Mayor Rudy Giuliani has the courage to speak up and take on the permanent Washington political class, and he refuses to be unfairly censored or bullied into silence.
Oh, please.
Well, the reason he's bankrupt is because he owes $150 million to people he bullied. Yes. Right, and tried to silence Ruby and Shay.
That he defamed, you know.
Right.
So if he wants to continue to, quote unquote, speak his mind, he better make sure that he's not defaming somebody in the process, because that legal bill is just going to get bigger and bigger.
Yeah. Let's. By the way, because you were a former campaign strategist, where's the what do you call it? Biden talking about debating.
It's two.
Here we go.
Sorry,
Donald and then into Biden.
But I'd like to call for immediately debates. I'd like to debate them now because we should debate. We should debate for the good of the country. So I will officially on your show call.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
I also said...
We're breaking news, Mr. President. Donald J. Trump calls for debates against Joe Biden.
Okay, so then Biden was asked about this. The president.
Donald Trump is ready to debate you right now. Do you accept?
He laughs.
He's laughing.
On radio.
What he says to immediately.
Immediately?
Yes.
Will you debate him?
If I were him, I'd want to debate me too. You got nothing else to do.
And when Donald said it, he goes, I'd like to call for immediately debates.
Immediately debates.
What is that?
Yes, because to talk about more proper English.
What school did you win?
Yeah.
Well, and
he's not going to debate, is he? I mean, I think we were saying Biden should call his bluff and say, yep, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Well, calling the bluff means that his then the next step is, but I only want Tucker Carlson to moderate.
Yeah, only on Fox and only on Newsmax or whatever. So Carl, I was saying, obviously they're all saying the quiet part out loud now with this whole disgrace that I have just never seen a day like yesterday. Have you? This party is just ridiculous. This is the border bill they demanded that they blew up. No aid for Ukraine, which is going to be just an unmitigated disaster for the United States. But go ahead.
It's all Nancy Pelosi's fault.
Yes, yes, because she was so with her counting, her communist counting.
Made legislating look easy.
Yeah.
And Republicans probably thought, well, if Nancy can do it, then we surely can get a couple bills passed.
Because she's just
nope,
a chick.
They were wrong.
Representative Thomas Massey, Republican of Kentucky, vented that the House has turned into an unmitigated disaster since ousting Kevin McCarthy. Fight. You're all equally awful. Big bag of rats. He tweeted...
it wasn't a craziness before.
Yeah. He tweeted, getting rid of Speaker McCarthy has officially turned into an unmitigated disaster. All work on separate spending bills has ceased. Spending reductions have been traded for spending increases. Warrantless spying has been temporarily extended. Our majority has shrunk. One social media user said, getting rid of Santos was the mistake. Getting rid of McCarthy wasn't. And then Massey said, name one thing that's improved under the new speaker. So then Matt Gaetz jumps in.
Right.
And says, McCarthy lied to us, made secret side deals, increased spendings, got rolled by Biden, shrunk our majority by quitting when he couldn't run the place. His removal was warranted. Yesterday, Matt Gaetz just said Kevin McCarthy should run the RNC.
Yes.
What? Is he schizophrenic?
With that kind of winning, I hope that he does run the RNC.
Yes. I mean, it is... I don't even know what to say anymore about this version of the Republican Party, Carl. We both come from Republican families. It's just unrecognizable.
Well, it's hard to have a conversation about Republicans in disarray because that's the status quo for them now. We're used to watching them kind of march in lockstep and do whatever the leadership tells them. And, Trump has broken them like he's broken the rest of their party.
Yeah. He's broken me. God knows. It's just a broken, dead inside little old white lady. Uh-huh. And we were saying, you cannot write this script that the day Tucker Carlson is in Moscow interviewing Putin for his talking points on the Ukraine war, his puppets in Congress vote down aid to Ukraine, and then Putin's press secretary calls Tucker Carlson a liar. The press secretary for Putin effectively called Tucker Carlson a liar for his baseless claim that no Western journalists have sought to interview Putin. Tucker said not a single Western journalist has bothered to interview the president of the other country involved in this conflict, Vladimir Putin. Christine Amanpour, among others, Abby Phillips on CNN called both immediately, as did a slew of other international journalists. The longtime Putin press secretary said, Mr. Carlson is not correct, but he couldn't have known that. We receive a lot of requests for interviews with Of course he knew that. And the real journalists that ask real questions are in the gulag in Russia, right?
Well, anytime Tucker Carlson says nobody or everybody, you can be rest assured that he is 100% incorrect. But he doesn't check these things, right? That's not part of his MO. He just says whatever comes to mind and whatever he thinks is going to get his people, watching and clicking.
Yeah. Oh, here it is. I found it. See, don't help me. I got it.
No, we're not gonna help you.
Missouri MAGA candidate takes a flamethrower to LGBTQ books. a pro-Trump candidate in Missouri, posted a video of herself to Twitter using a flamethrower to torch books with LGBTQ themes. This is what I will do to the grooming books when I'm Secretary of State, she says in the video. These books come from a Missouri public library. When I'm in office, they will burn. This is why they don't want people to read books, because there are whole, books about the book burning eras.
But what would they do with their flamethrowers if it weren't for books?
Yes. All right, Carl, so today's oral. Donald Trump, by the way, faces another challenge to his ballot eligibility. This time is in his former home state of New York. What do you feel like we're going to glean from today?
I think eventually he's going to have access to the ballots that, like any other Republican presidential candidate. I don't think that's going to stop or slow down these other cases, though. I think, ultimately he's going to be paying more in these civil penalties. He'll perhaps his business, and we'll see what happens in Georgia. But in some sense, the ballot access cases are the sideshow of the legal pieces, because I don't think that they're going to ultimately knock him off the ballot. But the other things, while we're watching this, are still marching forward.
Do you agree with a lot of the legal experts that are saying they think this, the immunity thing will be settled in time for a spring trial? That it will go forward with the D6 or J6, sorry.
I didn't catch that. Say that one more time.
That the J6 trial will still go forward in the spring.
I would expect so. I mean, I don't see the, anybody reversing the D.C. Circuit on the immunity question. It was very straightforward. There was not a lot of ambiguity in it whatsoever. And they really teed up the Supreme Court to have an easy decision.
Yeah. Well, fingers crossed.
If they even take it.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm hoping. But delay. Donald Trump's best friend, right? All right, Carl Frisch remains a delightful scamp.
He always is.
Yeah.
Always trying to scam.
Okay. Love you, Carl.
Thanks, Carl.
Stay safe.